Oh. Ooh. So if you jump straight down, you should probably be a professional or at least have done some prior jumping. I thought I was going to do it, but I realized now that that would be an incredibly stupid idea. So I think we'll run it out. Absolutely brilliant start of the day. Japrak, wine leaves with meat and rice inside. With this kind of normal tourist view. And the force, as you can see, the bridge looks quite new, and there's a reason to it, as I've mentioned previously, because during '93, up in the hills, Serb forces shot down with machine guns, with heavy bullets, and unfortunately then tore away part of this section of the bridge, which they of course couldn't then just repair. They had to then tear all down. So this may not be the original, but it gives a good view about how it would be. And where here is where either suicidal people or happy people jump. You can't differ. I don't think I would do it, not in the first while at least. I think I would have at least a couple of tequila shots before I could do that. Alright, so I now pull a little bit out of the most hectic area, just to give you some insight of this wonderful little town called Mostar. So during the war, in 1992 to 1995, Mostar actually got split in half. Basically, it's by the river, almost. The reason why is because on one side you got the Bosniaks, and then on the other side you got the Croats. And yeah, that is a bit of the history there. A city once famous for being diverse, including and generally accepted of other people, then got split in half, divided. You also see that a lot of the places in the old town that we were looks almost like you're in Turkey or in basically at other places. And that reason is because of the Ottoman Empire that had control over this part of the world for quite a bit in the 1400s and 1500s. And thus it left its mark. The bridge we were at, the Mostar Stari Bridge, is basically a military engineering achievement. People back then thought, of course, this bridge will not last because the arch was so massive and it was so daring at the time. But as it stood until 1993, it was an architectural achievement nobody had seen, around at least here. But then again, as I said earlier, in 1993, from those hills up there, the shots rang down, and the old bridge were no more. So, okay, after sitting down now for a little while, we have finally gotten our next place ready to go. It will gonna be a travel to Montenegro, but because we realized that from here, you can't expect public transport to be both totally available at all time or actually going anywhere, because at this point it seems that either you're going down to Croatia or you're going back to Sarajevo, or you're going to eastward towards Budva in Montenegro. We have been in Sarajevo, so there was no need for us to go there. The next part, we thought about Croatia, but I'm going to be quite honest. Croatia in this summer times, especially in the tourist times, is a nightmare with renting places. Now, I ain't a millionaire yet, but that means I can't possibly, with good conscience, burn off 100,000 euros for one night in a shed in Croatia, Dubrovnik especially. So that is just how, when we saw that, okay, we were either way going to Montenegro, so Budva is where we're going. And finally, we can cross off yet another country on our map. So tonight, there's actually just one goal we have, and that is to actually see the sunset, or however much we can see of it, with the bridge in sight. So let's see if we can find it here. If I had went this way yesterday, I would actually have seen everything I wanted to see. But since I didn't, I actually got to see another part of the street, another part of this town that I actually find quite a bit more interesting. Not that it's a comparison, but it's something that I didn't expect. As of if I have gotten to the bridge and everything, I would have expected that, right? Son. So, I think in general, so far, the evening shift here at the old town is quite astonishing. It's almost starting to like come to life again, a new kind of life, and I'm for that. I'm really for that. So now I'm looking forward to sit down, enjoy the beautiful sceneries, and yeah, grab something refreshing to wet my throat with.
All right. So I mentioned earlier that the average temperature in this water 7 degrees. So it never goes higher than 7 degrees. And boy, do I feel it. Because at the moment, my feet are just perfect. People would pay to go to spas for this, but I can just step right into the water and enjoy this freezing temperature straight on my toes. Absolutely lunatic. Oh yeah, this is the Balkan river. Yeah.
Oh, ooh, nice. All right, so behind me here, we just saw a man actually jump now. And also a fascinating thing while I stood and watched it is that yesterday, when we were walking over that bridge, I was leaning over the edge to look out to see how far down it was and everything. And the guy who stood there, there was two guys, one actual jumper and one who hasn't I haven't seen jump yet, but the guy then starts calling me names, basically. This and that and this and that. And I stopped leaning on the edge. Then after his buddy came to me and shook my hand and said, I'm so sorry about him, his old fashioned, his so, and this is a recurring thing I've noticed in the Balkans, both in Serbia and now here in Mostar. This is everywhere. I'm not that dark, but it happens that people, especially in these European places, they often come with such comments as to why, I don't know. And I just find it fascinating. And I find it fortunate because Monster had a good chance to be a representative of that. They got a good representative, the guy who actually came and apologized on that other guy's behalf. But that matter that the older guy, in front of all the tourists that are supposed to pay money to jump, daring enough to call me, I don't know if it was a monkey or the N-word or whatever, in Bosnia. But that you do that and continue with that in 2026, I mean, come on. Be better. Do better. Det anerkjenner jeg meg ikke noe med. Og det er det jeg ikke. Så fortsetter vi med moskeen. As we finish our last meal here in the beautiful Mostar, I will see you tomorrow in Montenegro. And with that I say, Chin Chin Butsva Vala Rakia. And good night.
Punch drunk crazy bets on me. Back mid scroll, I'm getting arcane. Walking the wild, don't know why.
I just arrived at Tripinja, a wonderful little place down in the valley, because I feel like every city and place here is a valley. Bosnia is a valley of hope, valley of dreams. Let's enter the next place, a coffee shop of dreams. So this is my board for where I will make my absolutely wonderful sandwich. Here is a local cheese and some mortadella and some local pig. It's gonna be absolutely brilliant. This is ciabatta bread almost, or depending on where you are from. So this will be magnificent. I also have a mayonnaise, but my heir to my throne has taken that.
I don't know why. I don't mind the hustle and the tussle. I don't mind the grind. I don't mind pretending we don't see these signs. I don't mind the hustle and the tussle. I don't mind the grind. You and me dancing on the Gideon time.
And split me timbers, and finally, after 6 dreadful hours on that little box over the mountains, we arrived here in Budva. We're gonna spend a little week here before we travel on to a little country called either Kosovo or Albania. But for now, we're gonna enjoy this little paradise near the beach after spending weeks after weeks in the cities. So welcome, let me show you Budva. So far it seems like quite a touristy place, and the reason that's true is, of course, it's a port. It's very close to the shores. Everybody with a yacht or with a boat usually comes to these places. There's wonderful fish restaurants, there are hotels, it's like paradise. And the Norwegians used to say they're going to Syden. This is the definition of Syden. It's a southern place where you can kick off your shoes,
get your beach towel, head down to the beach at 6 in the morning to just you put the towel on sunbed, and you are set to go up to your breakfast. And then when you return, you have a beautiful sunbed to spend all hours.
Alright, and as I said, after those, we had just had a wonderful little trip with the bus and through this scenic route from Mostar and here to Budva. And we're now just going to enjoy the little evening, call a taxi, and get on with the day. It's been an absolute delicious trip compared to what it was like last when we got to Mostar. So this time, I'm just gonna see you in 3, 2, 1. Just arrived in the area we are supposed to be living in, and it's just beside a hotel, but we are doing Airbnbs. So we are doing a quite astonishing apartment here. So the thing is all about being a man is that you're supposed to carry the heavy weights. You're supposed to carry these fucking, I think it's almost 100 kilos in total. Because that's what we do. That's what makes us men. And if you can't do that, oh, I'm sorry for you. Just barely room for me and the rest of the baggage. Alright, let's see. Sesame open. Nice. So let me take you on this beautiful house tour. This is Martin Cribs. We have this lovely entrée, which is called in Italian. And then you get into this wonderful bathroom where you can do your showering, you can do your meditation, and you can do your spa. Follow me further. We have an Ariel effective little kitchen with an angel. No, not me. Yes, I know you will think so. On the wall, there we have also a beautiful landscape. We'll come into the living room where you can sleep and you can do your drawings and you have some extra pillows. Now, this ain't for the faint of heart. This is for the men and women who likes to take some fresh air. The balcony. Oh, it's not open. The balcony. Oh, there's somebody in underwear. Yes, so the balcony, as I said, I feel almost a little bit dirty for filming there because hotels are known for having guests, and this is a place of, what's it called, for bathing and so on. So naturally there may be almost nudity, and I thought better of Montenegro. I thought they were doing much better on this part. That they had actually embalmed people in their burqas, but no, here they are actually flashing their flesh in the street like savages. Savages, Montenegro. So look at this. Budva Centrum in night. Got the dish of the day. Absolutely stunning. This is going to be one heck of a meal. Oh Lord. Alright, let me just put it down here. Let me grab a fork. Let's see. Steamy hot. Let's see. Oh, that's good. Brilliant meal. Some cilantro on there. The meat is just so tender, it melts on your tongue immediately. It's almost, it feels like home. So as I said, welcome to Montenegro. Montenegro is an absolutely fascinating place because if you look behind me here, you will see that wonderful mountainous area. The mountainous areas is what the personality, the identity to the Montenegrians actually is. So, what do I mean by that? Montenegro is that kind of little country that's never been totally free, but never captured. So for centuries they have endured the Romans, the Ottomans, the Osmans, the Venetians, the Byzantines, every faction in Europe, medieval Europe and prehistoric Europe has at one point tried to come into Montenegro to say, we want your land. And they stood firm and said, you can kill us, you can rape us, but you will never break us. The reason why is because if you see geographically, the area is surrounded by mountains, deep valleys, boredom, and a tribe mentality that shakes even the foundations of humankind. Yes, I'm speaking about that national heritage that unfortunately in the last years has been a little bit more diluted, but nonetheless stayed strong as ever. So what we will find here, we will visit a old fortress from the Austro-Hungarian times. We will go up in the mountain to see where the power capital was run when the Ottomans run this place. And of course, we will go to Kotor, where they will see a bit more about the recent history. At least, actually, I have an actual fact that in the 1900s, there was an earthquake that almost leveled the entire city. So follow along, and we'll have an absolutely amazing stay, historically and viewable, here in Budva. So I think that now that we actually come to the beach, it's not a sandy beach, that's perfect because I hate the turn sand between the toes. I love when it's rocks basically, so it's gonna be big rocks falling off. So now we're just gonna take a quick dip, enjoy this evening, and then tomorrow we're actually going over to that island there, Sweaty Nicholas. Look at that. This is toads, frogs, water, just having a blast. So this is a perfect soup served in a kettle. Absolutely brilliant. So now I'm standing in the gateway to the ocean, which is a beautiful view out to the sea, the Adriatic Sea. Visiting Budva, Montenegro is a first, and given how our travels so far have been through Serbia, we have also gone through Bosnia, and now we come to a little place, well, not so little in size maybe, but extremely large in both identity and history. We were talking about one of the oldest Baltic settlements, dated as far as back as 2,500 years, where the first mention in antique times was of the 5th century before Christ, or BCE. Just recently, they uncovered a ground necropolis, a graveyard from way back in time, just outside where we are standing now in the old town. So it goes to say, without any doubt, this is not just your typical tourist place, nice beaches to sleep and lay at. If you could delve a little bit deeper and go and look at the stone, then you will see much more of what has been an identity to the Balkans and Slavic people for before they even were Slavs that came here, way before. So I got a little bird in my ear that said that, even though we are in the Balkans, there is nothing wrong with enjoying yourself a little point of Guinness. So lads and ladies and everybody else, Stisna. Little bit again, a little bit off, man. We'll get there. All right, stay safe. Good session, good to be back.
Yeah, but she's very, very busy because it's like high season now.
But no worries. We got a table for 6 people.
So just to give you a little bit background information, today my offspring and I are doing a little bit of a tour through the old town alone. The reason being that
my beautiful girlfriend is actually doing her own business with her friend. And sometimes she will need to just sit in and do some proper hours of work while I do this. I go out and work myself. No, I'm not selling myself in the street just yet, but doing this, making content, and prepare also being a father that takes offspring onto the adventures that maybe she will remember at one point in her life or not. But at least I've given her the option to have experienced it and rather can choose to do with it whatever she wants. So with that being, we're going to be exploring a bit. Later, my beautiful girlfriend is going to join us, and she will then be out for about for as long as our offspring lets us know it's okay. And I think that balance is the perfect way for us, at least, to travel. That everybody gets to have their way without compromising or without sacrificing. Okay, so I had to run from home because I forget my wallet. Bookman, the man of the fucking hour, saved my life. I love you, Bookman. I love you, Bookman. Oh, thank you so much. You saved.
Alright, and a wonderful good morning. A little hazy afternoon last night, but in general, fantastic start to the day now. So we are now heading out on a little boat trip in the beautiful coast of Budva. We are going to see a little bit of this coastline, absolutely magnificent place. The company we're traveling with is a family company that's been driving these boats for quite a long while. They have 7 boats at their disposal. They are even upgrading it with a restaurant boat later this year. So we are going to see the possibility of doing the same trips, but with eating solid and good foods at the same time. Look at this, Budva. Alright, so what do we think?
Very good. Very good.
Absolutely brilliant. Alright, dig in. Yummy. So now, after a little short boat trip, we have, after hours and hours without food, without water, without shelter, we finally stranded upon this wonderful little kuka restaurant. In Norwegian, don't ever say that to someone. So we landed on this burger, as they say in England. So let's see. This is gorgeous. Look at that burger. Fucking hell. Oh shit, oh my god, it's messy. Oh yes.
Okay, time to rent some scooters. Hell yeah, brother. So we actually made it to Kotor. And of course I have to wait for Lena and Lindsay, because they are Mr. and the Mrs. and Miss Slow. Like the slowest I've ever driven with, I think. But alas, do you have the rest of the day, which I'm apparently gonna need. Alright, so we finally landed here in Qatar. My baby and I took the first scooter, so we came, I think, almost an hour ahead of Lindsay and my girlfriend. But alas, the day is to be enjoyed, so no matter. We just sat down for a little refreshment, and now, while waiting for them, we are going to start planning what to do here. I saw some cable cars going up in the hillside, and that looked just amazing. And I think we're going to do that, and as well just explore the amazing history that Qatar has, and see the city and know that a lot of it has been rebuilt just the recent 100 years due to earthquakes and a massive toll the place's nature and powers actually do to it. So we are now in Qatar Old Town, starting it up. Let's go.
Maybe you should take my video for here.
We weren't underwater, but the wine was.
They literally just sort of drag it up from the ocean.
Next thing on the list, just suddenly we realized, or Lindsay realized, there is this little cart ride here up in the mountains with a beautiful view of what's called Montenegrin coastline. So it seems like it's going to be quite fun. So while we're waiting, we are hoping that we can take our little baby on. Since also they are expanding the area a lot with Bar in the Sky and a lot of other adrenaline-filled activities for later seasons. But as you can see, this is a fantastic little ride with a picturesque view all around the Kotor area, mountain areas. And I do personally, as I said to Lindsay, I do personally have something against when you're not... okay. Alright, as I said, I'm just gonna floor it. So here we go. Here goes nothing. Let's go. Let's see, 45 kilometers an hour. That's what I'm gonna do. Never ever stop, never ever break. Breaking in life is meaningless. So just keep on fucking pushing it. You know, push it. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. Nice. It's lovely. It breaks. That's sad. Attention curve. Fuck that shit. I am the curve. I am the attention. Never breaking. It's too slow though. I thought it was going to be a lot quicker, to be honest. That's it. Breaking. Shit. Oh. That's unfortunate. Oh, what the fuck is this? Oh. Of course, everybody needs to take their film, their photos, it's stopping all together. Fucking horse. Yeah, so as you see, something that could have been quite adventurous, adrenaline filled, has been just a stop to take a movie, so on.
Yeah, so now we are locked out because we are supposed to go up on the mountain just below the moon there. But of course, since they are doing some road work, well, that won't work. So we just have to wait for the girls to arrive and we'll go the other way, which is just around the corner, basically. All right, let's go. So we're almost done. We are basically 20 minutes away from a final product, but this looks amazing already. Just look at that. And imagine how it's gonna be when it's not swollen. Oh my god. Exactly. So after a little while, we're finally done. And look at this masterpiece. This is just awesome, pure awesome.